More details have been released for John Cena's final match. We'll also check out what's going on with Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and more. Starting things off with John Cena and the newly released details for his final WWE match in December. John Cena's final opponent has been a popular topic of discussion even before the retirement tour began. Everyone was throwing in their 2 cents on who they felt should be Cena's final opponent, and everyone had different ideas and theories. Gunther has been the longtime rumored final opponent for John Cena, but how will it be written for Gunther to get that opportunity? Well, it looks like WWE just provided big parts of that answer. It was revealed on the November 1st edition of Saturday Night's Main Event that there will be a 16-man tournament taking place over the next few weeks to determine John Cena's final opponent. The reveal was made by John Cena himself. He said that there are no qualifiers or anything like that for this specific tournament, that there are 16 men who will be chosen at random to take part in this tournament. John Cena says he wants his final match to pretty much mirror the same opportunity he got when he first made his debut in WWE. For someone to just step up and prove themselves right to him, the same way he did himself when he stepped up to Kurt Angle. It was revealed that the tournament will consist of men from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, but John Cena also threw in a line there that really hyped the fans up and started a lot of conversation. John Cena said there might even be individuals in the tournament that don't work for the WWE at the moment. It's kind of unclear if John Cena was telling a joke there or if he was serious, because if that line was serious, then he's heavily implying that this tournament for his final match will feature some surprise participants that aren't even signed with WWE at the moment. The idea of seeing a 16-man tournament is exciting itself, but for John Cena to drop a line like that and tease mysterious huge appearances throughout the tournament, that really takes the hype and excitement to a whole other level. So fans are having a lot of fun discussing who could John Cena possibly be referring to when he talks about non-WWE superstars being in the tournament. Of course, the unrealistic possibility would be someone like Edge. John Cena versus Edge is a classic feud that a lot of fans grew up and vividly remember. And fans have been saying that the retirement tour would feel incomplete without John Cena and Edge interacting again. But Adam Copeland is still under AEW contract, so that dream feels impossible. But it's more realistic to think that John Cena is potentially referring to the idea of TNA stars and AAA stars who are also being involved in the tournament for his final match. The group of TNA and AAA wrestlers fall under the category of individuals that technically don't work for WWE directly, but WWE still has access to use them. So that's most likely what's being hinted at here. Joe Hendry has been vocal all year long about envisioning having a match with John Cena in 2025. So it seems like there's a high chance we'll see someone like Joe Hendry involved in the John Cena tournament as one of the 16 men. He falls under the category of a surprise participant that doesn't actually work for WWE. Joe Hendry does not have a good chance of winning the entire tournament, but seeing him at least take part in the tournament would be a pretty cool moment. Maybe Joe versus John Cena can't happen in a match, but maybe they can still interact with each other or something like that. So definitely a pretty cool idea for how John Cena's final opponent will be decided. A huge tournament with men from every brand in WWE, and it's looking like even TNA's roster will be included in this tournament as well. And considering how Gunther still remains as the highly rumored final opponent for John Cena, it looks like that means Gunther will make his big WWE return in the coming weeks when this tournament kicks off. Gunther has not been seen at all on WWE television since SummerSlam back in August. So after 4 months of missing action, Gunther looks like he's going to make an explosive return to go on a hot streak in this tournament and top it all off by being John Cena's final opponent. Some fans are also wondering if WWE could pull off a big swerve and have John Cena's final opponent turn out to be someone that isn't Gunther. Although the tournament is an exciting concept, it loses a bit of appeal since it was basically revealed back in the spring that Gunther would be John Cena's final opponent. So it does make the tournament feel a bit predictable in that regard, since everyone already expects Gunther to win the whole thing. And Triple H did famously say in the WWE Unreal series that if something feels too predictable, they usually tend to pivot from it. So with everyone in the world expecting to see Gunther versus John Cena in December, will they stick to those plans, or is a pivot coming because of how predictable that may be? That's also a topic being discussed right now amongst the fans. It was also revealed that the tournament will kick off on the November 10th edition of Raw, which John Cena himself will be in the building for. So it looks like the tournament will kick off and being introduced by the man himself on that night. Cena is also set to appear on November 17th, so he'll appear during the tournament matches taking place on that night as well. And after that, Cena will only appear at Survivor Series and for the final match itself. There's another rumor going around that fans are also diving into. John Cena is rumored to challenge for the Intercontinental title at Survivor Series. And if John Cena wins that title at Survivor Series, it's possible that John Cena could be defending the Intercontinental title during his final matchup. So not only are the stakes high due to the fact that it's John Cena's final match, but it looks like championship gold could also raise the stakes even more there. John Cena could have the opportunity to retire as the reigning Intercontinental Champion. So that's a possibility and could be in play depending on how that Survivor Series match turns out for John Cena. But this is really it. The build-up for John Cena's last ever match is about to be underway. Jade Cargill is the new WWE Women's Champion after defeating Tiffany Stratton at Saturday night's main event. The championship is Jade Cargill's first singles title in WWE. Although the match featured Jade Cargill absolutely dominating Tiffany Stratton and getting a clean pinfall victory to win the title, Tiffany was still heavily protected in the loss due to a narrative they were strongly pumping in the background. That narrative being that Tiffany Stratton's knee was extremely banged up and injured because of the recent attack from Jade Cargill. There was even a segment of Nick Aldis talking to Tiffany Stratton before the match, basically giving her the chance to back out of the match since she wasn't really medically cleared to compete. But with Tiffany wanting to be the honorable fighting champion, she still wanted to go through with the match, even though she was hurt. So it was a creative way to crown Jade Cargill as the new champion, let her dominate Tiffany Stratton, but also heavily protect Tiffany's status with the narrative and excuse that Tiffany had no business of being in that match because she wasn't medically cleared to compete. That narrative was to protect Tiffany's image from the loss and also potentially set up the stage for a future rematch between Tiffany and Jade. Jade Cargill did not take the title off of a fully healthy Tiffany Stratton, so they can definitely have another match there between the two of them, featuring Jade Cargill defending her title against a fully healthy version of Tiffany Stratton. Maybe Tiffany Stratton could even miss some television time to sell this story injury with the knee. Either way, the reign of Jade Cargill has officially started, and fans are curious to see where it goes. Like we've been discussing a lot recently, it does look like the stage is set for a babyface Bianca Belair to challenge a heel Jade Cargill for the women's title down the line. But recent reports claim that there still isn't a timetable for Bianca's return, so it may be a while before we see that program begin. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.